Hush now and lean in, 'cause some stories don't walk through the front door. Some slip in quiet as a fiddle tune drifting from the shadows, carrying the weight of what a heart won't say out loud. And Lord, this mountain's got a tale like that tonight. The Fiddler at the back of the room. If you've ever been to a gathering on Stillwater Ridge, a fish fry, a revival, a quilting circle, a homegoing, or one of those long summer nights when the porch lights glow like fireflies, then you've seen him. Not up front, not center stage, but in the back of the room, half in shadow, fiddle tucked under his chin like a memory he refuses to let go. His name is Mr. Isaiah Boone, though most folks just call him Boone. He's tall in that quiet way, shoulders a little rounded, hat pulled low. He never asks for a seat, never asks for attention. He just nods once, settles himself, and starts to play. And Lord, the way he plays. His music doesn't shout. It doesn't show off. It slips under the door frame, curls around your ankles, and settles in your chest before you realize it's there. Children stop fidgeting. Elders lean back. Conversations soften. Boone's fiddle has a way of gathering the room like a pair of gentle hands. Most folks don't know much about him. He used to work the sawmill. He lost his wife young. He keeps to himself up on the ridge in a cabin with a tin roof and a porch that leans a little to the left. But the mountain knows him, and the mountain remembers. One cool autumn evening, the fellowship hall is full, long tables covered in potluck dishes, laughter bouncing off the walls, the smell of cornbread and ham hocks drifting through the air. Boone sits in his usual place, back corner, playing a tune soft enough to let the room breathe. A newcomer, Miss Layla Carter, the new teacher at the elementary school, notices him. She's young, bright-eyed, still learning the rhythm of mountain life. She watches Boone for a long moment, struck by the way the whole room seems to lean toward his music without even realizing it. Finally, she turns to the table of elders beside her. "Who is that man?" she asks. "Why does he play like that?" The elders exchange looks, slow, knowing, heavy with years. Then one of them, Miss Alberta, folds her hands and begins. "Child," she says, "that man has held this community together more times than you can count." And the stories start to spill. They tell her how Boone played through the flood of '89, standing on a church pew while the water crept up the aisle. Children were crying, grown men shaking, but Boone kept bowing that fiddle like he was stitching courage into the air. Folks swear the water slowed down just to listen. They tell her how he showed up on Widow Thompson's porch the night her husband passed. Didn't knock, didn't speak. Just sat on the steps and played until her sobs softened into sleep. They tell her how he played at the schoolhouse the winter the power went out. The children were scared of the dark, huddled together, but Boone's fiddle filled the room with warmth until the generator kicked back on. They tell her how he once put down his fiddle to break up a fight between two cousins, big boys, hot-headed. And then played a tune so gentle the boys ended up crying instead of swinging. Piece by piece, Miss Layla begins to understand. Boone isn't just a fiddler. He's a keeper of the mountain's quiet griefs and unspoken hopes. When Boone finishes his tune that night, he stands to leave like he always does. Quick, quiet, slipping out before the last note settles. But Miss Layla steps in his path. "Mr. Boone," she says softly, "thank you for your music." Boone pauses. He looks at her, really looks, and something in his eyes shifts. Not much, just enough to show there's still a spark in there, still a man behind the music. He gives her the smallest smile, barely there, but real. And for the first time in a long while, Boone doesn't slip out the back door. He stays, just a little, long enough to accept a plate of food, long enough to listen to the laughter, long enough for the room to feel whole. And from that night on, whenever Boone plays, he doesn't sit quite so far in the shadows. Still in the back, yes, that's his place, but not hidden, not alone, because the mountain remembers him. And now, someone else does, too. Remember this, child. The loudest healing don't always come from words. Sometimes it's the quiet soul in the back of the room who holds a whole community steady.